Hello everybody, wee Paddy from across the shuck again, another video tonight. And tonight's video is on a traditional knife, which is not something I do a lot of on the channel, but it's something I would like to do more of, because I do like the story behind knives. And I do like the looks of traditional knives. I had trouble in the beginning. I bought the first one I bought. I'll show you. Anyway, I'll show you that in a wee second. Anyway, let's talk about the knife I've got tonight. The knife I've got tonight is another Rough Rider. This is my second Rough Rider. These are the cheaper brand. I don't know whether you get them in America or not. I have no idea. But they're a cheaper brand. I got this from Heine Haynes in England. The first one I got was lovely, so I thought I'd buy myself this one. And I looked at it and it looked like a big knife, but I didn't really, because they measure things in these centimetres, I just didn't really take in what size it was. But it says it's a Rough Rider, it's a work knife with jigged bone. And it looked big in the picture. So I thought, right, we'll get that. That'll do lovely. And it'll do me as an everyday carry for a work knife. And it will. But by gosh, did I get a shock when I opened the box. Comes in a lovely box. There's the number of it, RR304. That's Rough Rider 304. And this is look at that. I think it's a lovely looking knife, but my goodness, is it big? It did give me a shock, I'll have to say. Isn't that a lovely looking knife? This is a Rough Rider. I think you'll see it if I bring it up. It's the... Oh, wrong way around. There we go. That's it there. There we go. It's a Rough Rider symbol on there, which is lovely. It's all pinned. No torque screws here. It's got a liner lock, a brass. It's got brass, what do you call them? Liners, and a brass liner lock. And I'm holding that way. Do you say the brass liner lock and brass liners? As fit and finish goes, the ones I watch with these GECs and the case, there's nothing in the back. There's just that spring is lovely. There's a gap all the way up this one now. Now, it doesn't seem to affect the spring at all. It's not perfectly flush. But that's the only thing that I can say about it, because everything else is lovely. It's smooth to touch. All the rest of it, and the actual spring to open it. Now, there's no half stop because it's a liner lock. Now, it's a big... I'll tell you what, though, it is a definite finger magnet. It's, let me just give this a bit of a clean. I hate dirty knives on the camera. Right, let's put that down there and we'll see what size it is. It is approximately 8 1/4. Well, that's the same size as most of the big Ganzos. So that's a big traditional knife in my eyes. Maybe this is quite normal. I have no idea. But to me, that's a big, big knife. That's not a small... I don't even know what it weighs. I haven't weighed it yet. And because they do all this on the... Now, that's grams. Grams. It's 115 grams. So she's a heavy, big unit. Right, ounces, and it is 4.06, well, 4 ounces. It's a 4-ounce knife, and for a traditional, I didn't realise, well, I suppose the big buck knives are heavy, but that's, to be quite honest, for the size of it, 8 1/4, 4 ounces is not bad. The only thing with this, there's nowhere to put a lanyard on it. So what I've been doing is I've been carrying a wee leather sheath that I've got. And I'm starting to carry it this week. I sort of had it yesterday for a bit, but today, as from tomorrow, I'm going to carry it for the week in a leather sheath in my pocket. Because I like putting other things in my pocket. I'm not very good with things hanging. My leather sheath, if it annoys me sitting in the pocket, I can also put a hook on it and just hang it in. So, but this is, we'll see how it goes anyway. I do love it to look at. I do like the blade. The blade shape is lovely. It really is a nice big blade shape. It's quite thick across the back, so you get a really good firm grip on it. And because of the liner lock, I've no fear of the work that I'm going to do with it. I'll leave that there. And I say, I'm just trying to get into this traditional knives. And I really, I suppose I'm going to spend a lot of time over this next week or two reading up on the history of some of them, because to me that's all part of the knife. It's part of that romantic part of knife collecting, I suppose, is the word. It's lovely. One of my friends in America, in California, is an absolute whiz. In fact, I've started calling him the professor now. He'll know who he is, because he is just a font of information. Every time I ask questions, he comes back and he gives me. He's called Tony. Absolute gent. He really does give me some great information, and he gives me things that I can go and read. And that, to me, is all part of it. So I'll just show you what I had before and what I had to compare this to. This is another Rough Rider. It's beautiful white bone, and as you can see, it really is. The fit and finish of this is a bit more expensive, but the fit and finish of the knives all out there is really good. But I find it quite heavy to carry just in the bottom of my pocket. So I actually used the wee leather case for this, which is how I know it was in my pocket. And I didn't mind it in the wee leather case, to be honest. Didn't mind it at all. The other knife I have, and this will sort of show how big this other knife is. This is the small Sodbuster. This is an Imperial, a Schrade Imperial Sodbuster. And it is absolutely tiny compared to that big knife. Considering these are two work knives, what a great combination for me to take out. I just think that's a smashing combination. So I'm going to use that this week. I'll take the big one and the small one, because this will do nearly everything I want as a secondary blade. In fact, it'll do everything I want. And now this is there's no lock on this one, but there's a lock in this one. So this will be my big carry, and this will be my secondary. So that will be really interesting next week to see how that goes. I'll probably not do it every day, but at the end of the week, I'll probably in a couple of weeks' time, I'll give you a review on how I'm doing with the knives. But so far, I'm really pleased. Although this is a big brute of a thing, I actually really do like it. I think it's very attractive. I love this jig bone. There's something about the traditional knives. They're not just G10 or grey slabs of titanium. They've got a bit of body, a bit of warmth. You want to touch that. I picked that up. I want to touch it. I want to just feel it. It's nice just to hold that. I could footer with this. Do you know what I mean? I could go over it just. Well, maybe I'm getting a wee bit too romanticised there, but to me it is. It's just a nice feeling. Love that wee Imperial's a lovely firm wee knife. I have had no problems using that. And this one here is a lockback on the main blade, which was nice. So that's my three so far that I've got. The first two were all right. I like this one better than I like the 3-blade. I think I'm definitely a 1, maybe a 2, a wee pen blade would be all right. But I haven't carried this much since I gave it a trial week, to be honest with you. I think the 3 blades is just too much. Yeah, I love the knife. It's beautiful looking, and it's nice to have it in the collection. You know, as having a Stockman in the collection, because they do seem to be a really popular knife. I love the wee Sodbuster, and I love this so far. So this week will tell me whether this is going to be a permanent carry, going to my carry rotation. And to be honest, I think it is going to be. You know, I do like it. I'm not going to labour the point, because I think I'm going to have to come back in a few weeks and tell you what I think of this. I know, maybe I am, you can tell me, I just love the feeling of that it's not just a plain old knife. It looks like something that they would have used in the Wild West. I could see John Wayne pulling that out and having a shave at the stream. Romantic old fool Paddy is. Now, thank you so much for watching. Oh, the camera's gone a bit cloudy there. Let's get that back in focus. That's better. Now, thank you so much for watching. Probably wasn't a very interesting video, because you've all sort of had these before, but I'm excited. You know what I mean? And this is what I love about this hobby, is I get excited. This is something different, and hopefully in a few weeks' time I can come back and say, yep, Love it. I'm going to go for more. But I definitely think the one thing I learned getting the Stockman first was I don't like 2 or 3 or 3 blades anyway. Maybe 2 with a wee penknife and a bigger blade. That would be nice. But I definitely like a single blade. So I learned something. And I learned something again. Do I need one this big? Or do I get just an ordinary size sodbuster? I know Heine Haynes does a case sodbuster, which is a nice looking knife too. So there we go. It's something to think about anyway. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry if I waffled on a wee bit. I'm excited again, which is good. Do you know what I must do? I must just... Sorry, I keep going on. Sometimes I just can't shut up. I wanted to put this down beside my... I just want to see that again because behind this camera, that just looks amazing. Is having that knife and then my today's carry knife and looking at the difference in the size of that. Isn't that just something? Okay, I'm gone. Bye-bye. Paddy's away. Cheers.